Once again, nice weather in the forecast, though it's pretty quiet. We still have something to talk about in the forecast because we have wildfire smoke high up in the atmosphere, and you can see it on our Perrysburg cam. You can just see it when you head outside. It's just kind of milky skies that we have overhead. It's almost like we have that filter on your social media when you're picking out your selfie. We have that filter here on the skies. So if you head outside, take a picture of this gorgeous day, no filter needed. Mother Nature has that taken care of. You have that natural light with kind of that smoke up ahead. Now, when you do head out, you don't have to worry about that smoke being at ground level. Not going to be bothersome for those who are, dealing with asthma or have some of those medical conditions. It's high up to where air quality concerns are not an issue. Now we are looking at our satellite and you're going to find it's pretty clean here. So though we have those milky skies, it's not because of the clouds. It is from that wildfire smoke, because as I zoom out here, now we can see the clouds. So we just don't have any here at home. They're off towards our north. We have some to our south. High pressure locked into the Great Lakes region, and with high pressure, it's going to rotate clockwise. So that's kind of just keeping us nice and clear as far as our satellite view, but then also bringing some of that wildfire smoke from the north a little bit overhead. Now, just giving everybody a heads up, you are going to find that hourly temperatures are going to really be changing here. For today, we have quite a bit of heat. You'll find that though we slip a little bit overnight into the 60s, still fairly mild, but then we'll be into the mid 70s tomorrow before we have a front that rolls on in. So that's going to be a little bit interesting. We're going to talk about that. But I do want to get back to that smoke here fairly quickly, because hopefully you can kind of see that data pulling in. It looks like that data is going to be a little bit tricky. So let's try this again and see if that data will pull. So the data not exactly working for us, but you're going to find that we just have those smoky skies. Now, the other thing, though, that we're watching in our forecast is going to be this cold front that we have tomorrow. And, well, it's just going to be parked towards our north, but it's going to be sliding from north to south. And this front, I'm sure you've heard, a pneumonia front. Well, sounds a little bit different. We don't have them too often, but it's just that kind of prime time, late spring into the summer, that the Great Lakes can kind of prime these fronts to make them a little bit more powerful. So we'll see this front passing through as we go through the day on Wednesday. So you see we warm up out ahead of it, getting close to 80 degrees, and then that front sweeps in shortly after noon, and it brings us cooler conditions by the afternoon. So you're going to kind of have to plan ahead on the outfits. Even by dinner time, we could be looking at the 60s. So we're going to be seeing over time a drop in temperatures, so just be mindful. The weather with a cold front like this can play some tricks on you. I want to show you, though, this hour-by-hour forecast, and I want you to watch the colors that we have. So we all kind of start out in the green with the 60s overnight, and then by lunchtime, like I said, we're up towards 80 degrees. That's great. And then we have that cold front that's parked towards our north. But look at the lakeshore. Of course, they're always a little bit cooler because those lake waters are only around 59, 60 degrees. But then we also have some yellow. The other thing to consider is as this front slips down, it's going to be going over Lake Erie. It's not going to have a lot of resistance as it goes over those lake waters, so it's able to catch speed, kind of orienting that front to be a little bit, well, further and out ahead of the rest of the front. So you can kind of see as that cold air sneaks in throughout southeast Michigan, you're still holding on to some of that heat as we go into 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, to where our eastern counties, wow, that front is just cruising because it really didn't have the resistance over the water like it is the land there into the Mitten State. But everybody will eventually, as we go through the day, see that front pass by, really taking those temperatures into the 70s and then the 60s, and then a cool night ahead. You can even see tomorrow night at 11 o'clock, we're already looking at 50s, and even those 40s are getting close. Now, a pneumonia front has certain qualifications, and this was actually discovered by the National Weather Service in Milwaukee. This was a while back, but it's a cold front that's enhanced by cold lake water. So, of course, our water's still chilled after the winter season. We haven't seen enough heat to really get them warmed up. But this isn't common. It can happen along any of the Great Lakes, but it's really common along Lake Michigan. So that's why the folks in Wisconsin, they're very familiar with a pneumonia front. Now, also, this front is fast moving. Like I said, the water, it really doesn't create a lot of resistance, so it's just able to swoop on by, and then that really brings then a quick drop in temperatures. We're talking a drop to where you find that that thermometer goes about a 16-degree difference in 1 hour. That's what the qualification that you have to have for that pneumonia front. So keep in mind, we're not going to quite reach that qualification of that 16 degrees in just 1 hour. But just imagine you go from 80s almost close to the 60s in just a matter of 60 minutes. So that's why it's definitely a unique weather phenomenon, and we're going to have something a little bit similar to it, but not exactly that as we go into tomorrow's forecast. But it can be something that catches you off guard, that's for sure. Now, current temperatures pretty mild today. We'll actually even have that summer feeling out ahead. You're going to find 73 currently in Toledo, and many of us are into the 70s across the area. But we are going to be looking at, well, some 60s further east. It's still a little bit cooler, and then we will have that cold front that plays with highs as we go. Look at this. We go from summer today to spring tomorrow to even early spring as we go into Thursday. So behind that front, we will have a day that we just can't rebound fast enough, but then we do start the rebound Friday, Saturday. That's going to be perfectly timed for the Memorial Day weekend. And for Memorial Day, a lot of us say that's the unofficial start to summer, and so does Mother Nature. This year, of course, Memorial Day can almost kind of be a toss-up, it seems like, but we're going to be eyeing summer in the forecast. 80s, 84 for the Memorial Day parades, mid-80s as we get back to work on Tuesday and Wednesday. So you are going to find that summer does hold. Another thing to consider, not a lot of rain in the forecast with it. We are talking nice and sunny weather. When you check out that daily tab in the WTOL 11 weather app, you are going to be finding there's not a mention of rain. Very little chance of that in the next 10 days. So that's going to be difficult for those trying to do the garden, have a watering can, and make sure for farmers you keep checking radar. Maybe, just maybe we'll get something, but it's going to be pretty tough. Of course, when we have that next chance of rainfall, we'll be first to let you know on the app. So make sure you have that downloaded. And of course, if you already have it, then you just have to wait. Keep checking those videos. We'll always have those web extras for you there. The extended forecasts, though it is quiet, we do really have that temperature swing. So we're going to have that front tomorrow afternoon. Be mindful. It will start like summer into the morning and early afternoon, but it's going to be mid-afternoon and into the evening. It goes back to spring. So if you're having those baseball games, just keep that in mind to have the sweatshirt with you. You'll find then 65 on Thursday, cooler air once again, and then we go those 70s and then 80s. Dry weather, sunglasses, keep them around, have your ball cap handy as well, because we are going to be looking at sunny skies, maybe a few clouds here or there, but no rain clouds in this forecast. So this is going to get pretty tough as far as the agriculture around here. Of course, we could use some rain as we're into the planting season, and then to add the heat on top. So that's something that we're going to definitely be keeping our eyes to as we wrap up the month of May and head into June, as far as maybe potential for some drought conditions or at least some drier weather. So of course, make sure you stay updated with the WTOL 11 weather app, as our team will continue to update you on the latest weather information.